About 4.5 years ago, my dishwasher in the kitchen had sprung a leak. And I looked all over for it. And I finally found it. If you see the dirt that's down there, what that is caulk, or remnants thereof, that I had put in here. You might be able to see the bead there. I thought it was leaking from there. But then, after I let that dry good, it still leaked. And I looked and looked and looked, and I finally found the leak. And it was hiding in plain sight. It was hiding right there. You see that hole? That was 1/8 of an inch. And I had caulked that both inside and out. And now it's grown to, what is that, maybe 7/16? So we got a big problem now. Caulk is not going to do this job. So I got some JB WaterWeld. From what I've read and what I've heard, this is really, really, really good stuff. It not only has an American flag, but it's also made in USA. This is essentially similar to, but probably much, much better quality than the stuff that the late great Billy Mays was pitching years ago called Mighty Putty.
Hi, Billy Mays here for Mighty Putty. The easy way to fix, fill and seal virtually anything fast and make it last. Mighty Putty is not a glue, but a super-powered epoxy that you can mold to any shape and apply directly to most any surface for an everlasting bond. Ordinary epoxies are a mixing mess. With Mighty Putty, you just cut like dough, simply knead to activate, apply and let dry. It has the strength to pull this fully loaded 80,000-pound tractor trailer. Now that's the power of Mighty Putty.
And this stuff is supposed to seal leaks and cracks and all kinds of stuff. It says it'll set underwater. I read of people sealing cracks in their pool with it, and it's been holding for years, and etc., etc. So that's the stuff I got, and we're going to try and patch that hole. Now, I'm not going to be able to show you this because really it's at too odd of an angle in that, so I'll have to just show you afterwards. But I'll show you mixing this stuff up and how that all goes. So here's the stuff here. There's plastic on it. You peel that away, and then I'm going to just cut some off using a putty knife there, and then you have to knead it. And if you look, there's a center which is like a hardener that mixes with the outside, and it says that it cures within a few hours, and you could drill it, sand it, paint it, all kinds of great stuff. So let me go and mix some up. So now we have to just knead this and work at it for a while. I'm wearing gloves. I saw people not wearing gloves. I saw people licking their fingers while using this stuff. I don't know about that. So I'm going to mix this and apply it, and I'll show you afterwards. I have the camera sideways so it fits here better. But if you see right through above that steel cross member, which I had to take off with just 4 screws, you can see the putty sticking through the hole. So now I'm going to make some more up and put that on the outside, and then I'll kind of mush it all together good. That big white glob is it. So it's on. And it's in there as best I can do. So hopefully that's going to hold it, because I don't know what else to do, and I'd hate to get rid of this dishwasher because of that. Now this obviously is a metal tub, but they don't make them out of metal anymore, at least most of them. They're made out of plastic, and a lot of times the heating element that you see right there, that black ring, will melt a hole in the plastic. Really, really, really enticing. And that'll spring a leak. So people have used it on plastic tubs as well, but there's only so much that can be done here. So hopefully I'll get another 4.5 years out of this. I really hope this is going to do the trick. I know that this dishwasher's days are numbered, but there's only so much I can do until it's finally time. Anyway, that's going to be it for now, and I will come back once this has dried and cured, and we'll give it a test.
3 days later.
All right, it's a few days later. You can see it's set up. That's all good. Some cat fur, because cats like to go in open dishwashers. I'll show you the underneath here. I just close this and see if we can spot. There it is. It seems to have set up nice and hard and good. So we're all set. I do have a catch pan under there. I'm going to make sure that's empty before I start. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the basket back in. And I won't worry about the black plastic ring because I don't need that for a test. And then we'll give it a whirl. Okay, it's do or die time. So we're just going to do a rinse and hold just to see, because that's only going to fill it once, and that really is all I need. And we'll hit start. Now when I hit start, it's going to take water in and it's going to fill up, and once it fills all the way up, it's going to pause for a moment and then start the pump up. When I watched this before I repaired it, I saw that as it filled all the way up and got to its top point right before the pump went on, where in a normal wash cycle it would then pause and heat the water, it was dripping and dripping and dripping. So we should know right away. All right, we're ready to go. We'll just do a rinse and hold because that's all I need, and start. The timer will clunk around a bit. We'll come down here. You can see the patch right there, and it's taking water. Now, this needs to, before I patched this, I tested it, and it would take water, and it would fill all the way up, and then there's a pause. Now, on a normal wash, it would then pause and heat the water, and during that time period, it would be leaking because it was over the hole. But we'll know certainly that once the water shuts off, which will take a little bit here, if there are no drips, then it looks like this was successful. The timer just clicked. It still has an electromechanical timer, motor driven, even though there's buttons to operate it. It was hybrid before it was trendy. So far, no drips. Nothing at all. Perfectly bone dry. Okay, it would be dripping like mad at this point. There's nothing. Motor should start momentarily. And there we are. Running beautifully. Get a hand in here, feel around my repair. Perfectly dry. Nothing there. Set the camera on the floor here. seal up in there again. That didn't sound dirty. Absolutely, it's holding. Absolutely perfect. Totally bone dry. This is what a real dishwasher sounds like. Of course, it's a lot louder because the bottom panel is off, but it's actually rather quiet while it runs and does its thing. Nothing there. Totally dry. And now it's going to drain the entire rinse. Nothing. Perfect, perfect. And here we go for rinse. I mean for drain. I believe the sump is about dry. Pump is cavitating. Nothing there. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So we'll wait for it to stop and take a look inside. So the motor is stopped, the timer runs, gets past all the rest of the cycle, kicks the heater on for just a second, So now the heater is running to dry it, but I don't need to wait for this because it was just a rinse, so I'll hit cancel, and then it's going to go and drain again. And run through its thing. Absolutely perfect. So once this stops, we'll look inside and see how the patch held up in there. Okay, it just stopped the motor. It says please wait. And now we have our green clean light. Cycle complete. The timer does a click, click, click. We open up. You can see that it has been wet because there indeed was water. Everything in here is good. And the patch is just as good as it was. Very nice. So, I saved it once again. It happened that it's just about Christmas, so here we are for another Christmas miracle. Saved the KitchenAid dishwasher from the perils of destruction. Doesn't have much time left. You can see with the rust in that. But as long as that patch holds and it doesn't leak, it'll still be in operation. So there you go. Thanks so much for watching. Try some of this JB WaterWeld. It seems to work pretty well. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. By the way, here's the catch pan. It's perfectly dry. It's filthy because dirt and whatever else from what was leaking out of it, but it is absolutely bone dry.